Hey everyone, welcome back to Lucky by Nature. Angelic Vixen here. Let's have a serious conversation today about duping. In Jen's response to justify the decisions that were made by Wildcard in reference to the legacy servers and duping, she said this: "We have been working for weeks on solutions for both DDoS mitigation and for duping prevention and have made great progress. I have looked at and tested them myself. Ideally, these will stop a massive amount of the issues with DDoS and duping that are currently occurring when they are rolled out. They may not be foolproof, and if they aren't, that is something that we will be looking to address as quickly as possible. But I believe the difference will certainly be substantial." Do you feel it's substantial? Our subs that are PvPers, do you feel it's substantial here on the official servers? We're not talking about legacy servers. We already know they're tainted, but on the official servers. So as you know, or maybe you don't, so I will, just let you know, Beast and I play both PvE and PvP. We do keep our PvP gameplay incognito. As you can imagine, we'd be a huge target as a YouTuber if we did otherwise. So we definitely don't show a lot of it, and when we do show it, we try to keep it as private as possible. So we've been on the official PvP servers, and we've seen personally what's happening already on the official PvP servers. Reality of the situation: there are many people who do not want to cheat, but feel they have to cheat to stay ahead of the game when other alpha tribes dupe to oblivion. Vaults and vaults of endless dupe stuff, and it just ruins the game. Duping is cheating no matter how you try to justify it. Let me tell you a little story, kind of giving you a background on me and Beast. Beast and I played a computer game called Ebony several years ago. It's a fun PvP game, and we really got into it. Several months after we started, a few people created bots that basically watched your stuff while you were offline. No one could ever raid you because you had a computer constantly watching your back. Several bots were detected and removed, but one really powerful bot was completely undetectable, and to top it off, it was free. So tons of Ebony players, to have an edge, got the bot and used it. It ruined the game. We never used it. We, tried to continue playing the game legit, because we love that game. In the end, we just quit playing Ebony and we never went back. When you're dealing with that kind of cheating, it really just ruins any kind of genuine love of a game. Basically on Arc PvP, many people feel the exact same way. It's either give in to cheating like the rest or quit. Because you can't fight a monster alpha tribe with dupe stuff, because it's basically just a waste of your time because you'll never win. There's a no-win situation there. Wildcard needs to allocate funds to hiring people who can handle this and stop it from happening. They either need new people, new programs, or both. Instead of wasting time and money on creatures like the unicorn and the phoenix that are nearly worthless, and I will be posting a video soon about the phoenix, I was terribly disappointed, and to top it off, I was clickbaited by another YouTuber that was like, "This bird is OP and it'll break the game." Yeah, freaking right. I hate that. Like, we try so hard not to ever put anything out that's not legit, and there's so many YouTubers that do it, and I know they have to, stay on top of the curve and all this stuff. It's just incredibly disappointing. And honestly, I haven't been this disappointed in a creature in Arc in a while. People will get the Phoenix just for show, like they did with the Unicorn. But anyway, back to my point. Wildcard wastes resources on this type of stuff, and even a new DLC when they need to fix the stuff that's happening right now. Like, it's now, not in October. Like, they need to worry about what's happening now. Like, I don't really think Wildcard understands that eventually people are going to be completely fed up. It's kind of like with Destiny 1, when the maker of Destiny was like, oh, people are just going to start throwing money at the screen because they got really cocky and they stopped realizing that a product has to actually captivate people to keep them in there. And to be that, sarcastic and just clueless, I mean, absolutely clueless, that is where Wildcard is going, and that's where they're going wrong. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. They are impacting their player base now, and they're ruining the loyal players that have stuck with them for the last 2 years. And there's a lot of new people that are going to come into this game and be like, I don't even want to deal with this. It's not worth it. I wasted my money on buying this game. So let me tell you something else that you may not know about Beast. Beast has a computer science degree. And while he was in college, he took countless programming classes. So he personally understands coding far better than even I do. I only took the basic like CIS classes, like his are the elite, mine were just the basic. So some of the key points that he wants to share with you in this video are this. Arc devs need to fix the core of duping. If players put hundreds of lamps in one spot, limit the amount of lamps you can put in any area. That's simple enough to do. Allow one lamp in a 10 ceiling radius or something to that effect, because that's one of the duping methods, using lamps. If someone can make a server crash by sitting on a chair or a catapult while in the lava, then find a way to make that not work so that it cannot crash the server. Make it so that you can't build in the lava. Like, this is just common sense stuff, you would think, right? I mean, these are supposedly, you know, elite programmers that know what they're doing, right? At least that's what we are made to believe. If you now have people placing rafts in the, let's say, Cave of the Strong and fill them up with C4 to capacity, make it to where you can't place that many C4 on a raft, or better yet, why even allow to build in the artifact cave? If they can prevent PvEers from building in the artifact caves, why allow PvPers to build there? It only makes sense for the devs to keep that from happening. Take the methods and make it work so that this stuff doesn't keep happening. And then he is like just frustrated with this whole timer stuff, and he's actually going to work on a video to talk about that in detail. But the whole timer business in the beacons and the obby didn't fix a thing. All it did was piss people off by making it harder to transfer. I mean, trading is a thing of the past because we can't even use it the way we used to. He said this: we used to go back and forth between maps, but now we don't have the freedom to take things back and forth thanks to these timers. And of course, the timers were designed to stop duping. Well, I don't know, maybe Wildcard thinks people are idiots, because it doesn't take a genius to figure out, okay, well, if the timer is set this, and we have these massive, you know, tribes, well, then each person has their own timer, and they're gonna make it work. And if they want to dupe, they will dupe. They will find a way. So basically, nothing has changed. They took customer support away and they got rid of all of the cases from the legacy servers, but now it's unofficial. And you know what? They're not doing anything. People get reported and nothing happens to them. And when people cheat, they get reported and nothing happens to them. Other people get frustrated. Other people start cheating. Well, they're like, well, if you can't beat them, join them. And it's ridiculous. It's just an endless cycle of cheating. Just, there's no end in sight. So stopping it is actually less important than quickly and easily removing duped items. They need to give the items and the dinos a unique ID, some way for them to be able to check it, some system, some algorithm, something that looks for those numbers. That way it flags the accounts, it flags the duplicated items. Maybe they need a dedicated team that actually watches for this information in the computer system. There's gotta be a way for a database to actually track it. You know, giving each item a serial number when it's crafted or gathered. That serial number is permanent unless it's consumed, destroyed, or crafted into something else. If it happens to be duped after that, the server realizes there's two of a serial number and it deletes one. That doesn't seem that complicated to me. And even in the CIS classes that I took, that stuff is realistic and it's possible in databases. And I'm also going to be realistic here because, you know, I'm ranting about this, but we as players should never expect, you know, a developer to drop everything that they're doing, you know, to fix the exploits and hacks, because the truth is they're always going to be there. And obviously if the, you know, developers of a game dropped everything every time there was a hack or exploit, basically nothing else would get done. But they need to have people in place to fix it. And it's funny because I said this earlier to someone in chat on one of our servers. You know, it feels like the timers, for instance, that's just a band-aid. It's a band-aid on an issue that actually needs to be fixed. The duping is a disease to the game, and we need to have these people go in and locate all of the things that cause this disease and nip it in the bud. They need to stop all of these issues. They need to go to the core, not just put a band-aid on top of it and say, oh, well, it's kind of fixed, so we don't see it anymore, and basically it's just going to go away, at least temporarily, so we don't have to deal with it. No, these are supposed to be elite coders. And if they don't have the elite of the elite, they need to get the elite of the elite. Look at a business, okay? They're prepared. They're ready for a hacker. They know that it's gonna happen because that's what hackers do. They know that it's, all of these different avenues that the hackers can come in, and they're ready. They got their best people waiting, watching, and ready to fix anything, putting, something in place to stop it. Well, Wildcard's not doing that. Why? Why after 2 years? This is not something new. This is 2 years. They have done nothing. Like, they don't do anything to truly fix it. Why? I mean, why do you think they're not doing anything? And if you have a computer, background, what do you think? What is your opinion even if you don't? Like, it makes no sense to me. 2 years and this stuff is just keeps happening. And another thing I'm gonna rant about, just because it drives me crazy. Me and Beast were talking about this earlier, and it's so frustrating. I really, really resent YouTubers trying to get views by showing people how to dupe. Now, some show how to dupe to supposedly get the duping method removed, but the problem I see with this is they are seeking views and giving someone a step-by-step guide on how to dupe. Just don't do it. Send the videos into Wildcard privately. Like, if you're not doing it for some kind of, selfish reason, why are you putting it out there like that? Like, don't make a video on how to dupe. You can say, this is happening, report it, but you don't have to show it step by step. Like, common sense. Like, I don't understand. I mean, the truth is, and I'm just going to be completely honest with you, it makes the person doing that a complete and utter douchebag. Like, just stop. Because you know what people are going to do? They're not going to turn it into Wildcard. They're going to dupe. They're going to follow your method, and they're going to see if it works, and they're going to dupe. Don't do it. There's no reason to do it. You can get views on ARC without showing how to dupe. I don't understand why you would want to be in league with a duper. Why do you want to be a duper? And it's so frustrating to me. Like, get views a legitimate way. Do it by playing the game, not by duping, because you're not helping anyone. You're hurting the entire ARC community by giving people this tool to do something so terrible to other people, because it is a terrible thing to do, because other people that really truly love this game don't get to play it the right way, because they're constantly on edge thinking, oh great, these alpha tribes are going to wipe me and all my hard work because they have all this dupe stuff. So I don't know, it's frustrating, and yeah, I just keep going on with this rant because it's like something needs to be done, and the band-aids, they're not good enough anymore. Wildcard's had 2 years already to fix it, and band-aids are not going to pacify people. They're frustrated. They love this game, but they don't love the fact this stuff isn't getting fixed, and yet we're watching them allocate funds to stuff that is so irrelevant when the here and the now people's gameplay is getting ruined. So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? If you're a duper, I get it. Some of you are like, if I can't beat them, join them. I get that concept. You need to be able to defend your base. I understand. But I want to hear from you, because we need to push back on Wildcard and say, look, this has to be fixed. It's already ruined hundreds of servers on Legacy. Don't let it ruin official for us, because it's coming. The storm is coming. We are already seeing the rain on the horizon, and you know what? We're all going to drown in it, because duping is already becoming a problem. So I appreciate you guys sitting with me through this entire rant. I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what you're thinking about this, and what you've even experienced on your own servers, because I know I'm not alone in this in our servers. So that's it for this video. Until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.